Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back for another unboxing and review video. In today's video, we're going to take a closer look at the Remnant Stormtrooper. That's right, you heard me correct, the Remnant Stormtrooper right there. This thing is, I swear, I think it's the hottest thing going right now in Star Wars Black Series. Yeah, I mean, it's insane. I was very fortunate and lucky to pick up the ones that I picked up, but I've been anxiously awaiting to actually do a review video on this because I totally dig this thing. Just straight on sight, boom, it's a no-brainer to me. But let's take a look at the box before we get it opened up. We got the new box designs. We got the slants. I really dig this new box design a lot. If you are I think I've said this before, if you're a box collector, this is just beautiful. I mean, you can see the whole waves of things. You can see exactly what you got. It makes a beautiful shelf presence, but yeah. This is cool. But yeah, we got the like I said, we got the front right there. We got the side art. We got the storyline on the back. But enough is enough. Let's get this thing opened up and check it out. All right. See what we can come up with here. I will say this, that I am going to try my best to keep these boxes. These new line of boxes I'm really impressed with, and I want to try to keep them as best as I can because, again, there might be a time come to where I want to, like if I do a project or something and I want to put them back in the box just for safekeeping. I don't know yet, but these boxes are they're nice. They're very nice. So I would do everything in my power to try to keep them as pristine as you can, especially if you ever plan on putting them back in box. It's definitely worth the extra effort to keep the boxes intact. So let's see if I can figure out. There we go. Boom. Right there. See, that's not bad. That's pretty simple. All right, that's pretty simple. I do like these clamshells as well. They have the two-piece clamshells. Just gives you that little bit of an extra layer of, I don't know, protection. But that's a nice little touch. Seeing a lot of those, but enough of that. Right there in the clamshell. Just a beautiful figure. And, yeah. Enough talk, right? Get him out of the clamshell. There's not a lot of accessories, so I'm not even going to do a breakaway. We're just going to take him straight out and go from there. Clamshells still make a lot of noise. All right, let's check things out. First and foremost, his blaster right there. Standard blaster, black. Lots of great detail. I don't expect anything less when it comes to Star Wars and their blasters. They do a great job in detail. Again, it's one of those things, it's all black. Little bit of a silver highlights would be really cool just to give it a little contrasting color. But hey, you know, it's okay. But let's take a look at the figure itself right here. Now, it's beautiful. This is beautiful right here. I mean, look at the weathering, the detail, everything is so spot on this figure. And that's what drew me to the figure, was the fact that I take Stormtroopers and I'll put a wash on them and I weather them, but to have a figure that comes out of the box, pre-weathered, chipped up, perfect. I mean, that's what you want. Now, here's where it gets interesting. And this is my first and hopefully only complaint. And I really want Hasbro to explain this to me. This is beautiful. I mean, look at this. This is gorgeous. The paintwork and everything. Why? Why is it not on the back? I mean, we do have some of the tans and stuff like that, but the amount of chipping that is on the armor on the front, the chest, the helmet. I mean, check the helmet out right here. I mean, look at this. This is just gorgeous. But then there's nothing. There's nothing on the top or on the back. I don't understand why. This figure would have been so much better if all of this had went all the way around. I mean, that right there is a huge letdown for me. Because this is what drew me to this figure to begin with, was all of this, all of that weathering, all of the chipping, basically the battle damage. And when you take, I mean, look at the amount right here on the helmet here, and then are you only getting hit from the front? I mean, I don't know about you guys, but if you go outside and do things, you get dirty pretty much all the way around. But all right, we'll revisit that subject in a moment. But let's look at articulation. It's a trooper. I don't expect a lot. Head down looks good. Head up doesn't look bad at all. So that's a good range of motion there. Side to side, that's actually pretty good as well. Of course, 360. Okay. There is a head sculpt underneath this. There's a blank head sculpt right there. That's pretty cool. So that tells me that this helmet can come off sort of like it did on the other troopers that I got. But there is definitely a blank head sculpt underneath this helmet. I'm digging that. I'm digging that a lot. All right, shoulders. That just happened. I'm not going to edit that out because that was pretty cool. So shoulders, be careful. They don't move up very far. This one here doesn't actually move up at all. That's a first for me. I've never had an actual arm come off, but yeah, that armor, that shoulder armor, that's pretty much a limit on that. Totally expected that. It looks like the armor will tuck underneath, but yeah, I'm not getting a whole lot, and I'm not going to press the point because I already pulled that arm off. I don't want to pull this one off. As far as his waist goes, side to side, very good right there. Leaning back, nothing wrong with that. Leaning forward, not a whole lot. Let's see what we got in the old. I do not expect a tremendous amount in the hips. And I'm sadly mistaken. That's actually really good for the hips. I'm perfectly good with that. Knees. That's it for the knees. It would be nice for that to actually come up a little bit more. However, because of the armor, it just won't do it. So I'm okay with that. Not a big deal. Ankle, normal. Yeah, that's just the normal ankle stuff. So yeah, it's basically like any other trooper. It does have some more mobility. I'm actually investigating this shoulder more because it looks like if you rotate his arm back, it actually gets a little bit more. So that's sort of a way around it. I mean, you can actually rotate the arm back and then start bringing his arm up. Yeah, we didn't look at the elbows, so let's take a look at the elbows real quick. Right there. I think this thing is very poseable. I think we'll have some good. I think we'll be able to get some good poses out of it. But yeah, I dig it. It's such a cool figure. But anyway, guys, I tell you what, let me see if I can get them posed up, and I'll come back and I'll give you my final thoughts on the Remnant Stormtrooper. All right, Remnant Stormtrooper. Yeah. Number one awesomeness with this is it makes a massively cool army build. And you do not have to do anything to the figures as far as weathering or anything. Right out of the box, the paint, everything looks just amazing. The biggest con that I have is the fact that the back of the figure, there is no detailed weathering, chipping, or anything. And when you get them set up, like the way I've got them set up right now, the backs of them, they look okay, but not to the level of the fronts. If Hasbro would have carried all of this chipping, and you wouldn't even have to done it on the whole back of the figure, at least if you'd have done the helmet, that would have been okay, and maybe the upper part, you wouldn't have done, head to toe. But the helmets are so clean on the backs that it takes away from the figure, believe it or not. And up until the moment that I actually unboxed these, I had no idea that the weathering was only done on one side, or the chipping. The weathering, the paint, the brown tannish dirt, that's on the back, but the chipping is only on the front. And that's a little bit disappointing. But you can get over it. It's nothing crazy. But for me, when I look at the back of it, it just looks a little too clean. And I think it would have just made these figures next level. Next level. I was very fortunate. When I picked mine up, that's when they were doing the sale. Buy two, get one free. And I'm sorry. If I buy 4 of them, I'm not going to leave 2 free ones. So I instantaneously built an army, or not an army, but a good squad. I got six figures, and I'm pretty much done as far as Remnant Troopers go. I will say this: if I do find any more out in the wild, I will definitely add to this this trooper squad that I'm building here, because they're just so nice looking. But yeah, definitely let me know in the comments what you think about this figure. I know this has been a really hard figure to come across, but I also know there's a lot of people were able to pick them up. I've actually read in some of the groups where people were actually buying them online and picking them up at the store, which that's pretty smart too. That option wasn't available for me, but I just lucked up, 100% lucked up. Went to Target early one morning. They were there. I just lucked up. Pure luck. That's all it was. Wasn't a brick seat thing. It wasn't a pop finder thing. It was honest to goodness luck. But I'm very grateful that I was able to pick these up. I'm very excited to see what I can come up with. Articulation's good. Nothing wrong with that. The shoulders, that's probably the worst part, because you can pop a shoulder out or an arm out, but it'll pop back in. I find it interesting that they're using the blank head underneath the helmets. That was, I wasn't expecting that either, but it's a great figure. Highly recommend it if you can find them in your area. But definitely let me know in the comments what you think. Let me know if you were able to find one. But yeah, it's a great figure, and I think it's going to photograph well. I think they're going to look good, especially out at the diorama or just anywhere out in the field. But guys, that's going to do it for this unboxing and review video. If this is your first time to my channel, please make sure and hit that subscribe button. Make sure you got notifications turned on. That way you'll know when I drop videos. And always remember, army building toys refreshes your soul. And I'll see you next time.